Hello everyone. Hope you are enjoying English learning. Today our topic is Chapter 6, Expert Detectives, Class 7th, English. This chapter is based on the nature of curiosity, and Walt Disney has rightly said that it keeps us moving forward, exploring, experimenting, opening new doors. Let's learn about this chapter. This story presents the proverb, many heads, many minds, means every individual thinks differently. It also highlights the curious nature of children, that is natural process of their development. In this story, two siblings, Maya and Nishad, are very curious to know about a strange man named Mr. Nath, whom they encountered when their marbles rolled into his room. Though his mother, who is a doctor by profession, knows Mr. Nath as a patient to be a polite man, both of them have different views about his appearance as well as his way of living. They both argued and discussed their viewpoints, but the story ends with no justification or conclusion. Main characters in the story are narrator, Nishad, he is also called Seven, his sister Maya, Mr. Nath, the principal character or main character of the story, Ramesh, who works in restaurant. Other mentioned characters are narrator's mother, Shankar, landlord of Mr. Nath, and Mr. Mehta. The story starts with an incident when Nishad's marble rolled into Mr. Nath's room. Mr. Nath is a patient under Nishad's mother, who is a doctor. He lived in Shankar's house alone. Though her mother had told them that he is very polite, yet Nishad and his sister Maya are doubtful about his appearance and behavior. Nishad is sympathetic towards Mr. Nath. He wants to know why he is so thin and why he lives alone. He guesses that he may be poor and can't afford food. On the contrary, Maya has totally different views. She calls him a crook or criminal on the run, who may have hidden millions of rupees in his room. She further says that he isn't starving because Mr. Mehta has told her that Ramesh brings food for him from the restaurant downstairs. But Nishad answers in Mr. Nath's favor that Mr. Mehta has also told us that he doesn't work anywhere. Then both of them discuss about the scars that Mr. Nath had on his face. They both have different views about this also. Maya said that he may have got these scars during a shootout with police, while Nishad opposes her by saying that mother has already told us that he has burn scars. After that, Maya tells about an incident when on her mother's birthday, Seven went to his mother's clinic. Being annoyed about Mr. Nath's poor look, he knocked at the door of his room. He opened the door and asked if he had left any marble again. Nishad gave him a bar of chocolate, but still Mr. Nath didn't ask him to come into the room. After mentioning that incident, Seven explained how he inquired to Ramesh about Mr. Nath. Ramesh told him that Mr. Nath takes 2 meals in a day and 2 teas in a day, one in the morning and another in afternoon. He isn't particular about his food, but he pays cash and tips well. Dear student, here Seven is telling us that he is not very particular, he is not taking particular food and very cautious about his eating habits, but he pays all the bills and tips very well. Seven tells Maya about a strange thing that Ramesh told him, that he carries two lunches to Mr. Nath's room on every Sunday. The same visitor is with him each time. The visitor is tall, fair, and stout, who talks a lot wherever Mr. Nath is very quiet by nature. In part 2 of this chapter, Maya makes a list that they observe about the strange person or Mr. Nath. Maya makes a long list of all the information they have collected about their target. She reads it out to Nishad. First one is, they don't know what Mr. Nath's first name is. They must discover it. Second thing is, the other tenants at Shankar House say that Mr. Nath is mad, strange, and unfriendly. It means other neighbors' opinion is not good about him. Third, he doesn't talk to anyone, means he is very reserved natured person. He is under mama's medical treatment, so he has to be polite to the children. So there they are trying to say that because the person is under their mother's treatment, so that's why he talks politely with them. Next, Maya said that he receives no letters. He has been living in room 10 for more than a year. He does not work to earn his livelihood. It means they also observed that the person is not doing any work to earn money. Seventh point they observed is he has no visitors. Only on Sunday a fair white man comes to him for lunch. Eighth point, food and tea are taken to his room by Mr. Ramesh from the restaurant. Nishad does not pay attention to this list of facts. Maya argues that the Sunday visitor must be Nath's partner in crime, who comes on Sunday to give a part of ill-gotten money to Mr. Nath. Ill-gotten money means the money that they have earned by unfair means. Moreover, he gives tips to Ramesh as a bribe to keep him quiet about his criminal activities. Nishad does not agree with Maya. He says that he will not cooperate in her investigation if she didn't stop calling Mr. Nath an escaped criminal. An escaped criminal means a criminal that has escaped from the police. He only wants to inquire that why Mr. Nath is so thin and lonely. He declares that he likes Mr. Nath and will try to befriend him. Means he wanted to be a friend of Mr. Nath. Maya laughs at the madness of Nishad. She warns him that the police would take him also to jail along with his friend. Nishad walks out of the room quietly. So in the end there is no conclusion. Still they were having different opinion and views about the strange man. Hope you understood the story very well. Thank you. Have a nice day.